And we'll begin. And I want to welcome everyone to Recovery Dharma. My name is Julia. I'm one of the facilitators of this beautiful community, and I'm so happy to be here today on our final day of exploring the theme that we've been really investigating and cultivating this month, which is dana, generosity. And I have been paying particular attention to dana and generosity, not only as how we give, which is one way of expressing dana, but also how we receive. And that is something that I forget about. And I've cultivated a habit energy, some habit energy of resisting the generosity of others. And I resist it in all its forms. So when people are kind to me, depending upon the dana, depending upon the generosity, my shields are up. I feel a little like, oh. Likewise, if somebody is critical to me, I am equally resistant. And so I have discovered that when I've explored receiving as an expression of opening the heart, softening the thoughts around dana, there's a lot to discover about myself. There's a lot to learn from the ways that I resist both compliments, praise, and blame. And there's a lot to mature. And so that's what we have been exploring and this month. And I think it's been rich and highly reflective. And so I'd like to just take a moment, just for a few moments, to come together and breathe and just receive the power of this constant companion, our breath. And so I'd like to invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And if you're sitting at your computer, as I am, you can turn your body away from it ever so slightly. So I'm going to change the directionality of my body. And even the simple little act, the simple little effort, there's a shift. I'm not so inclined to gaze at the gallery. I'm right before me, if I were to open my eyes, is just a blank wall in my library. So I'm going to keep my eyes closed. I'm sitting in a computer chair, which is not my favorite. And so to cultivate a noble posture in my body, again, an intentional, wise action to arrive fully to the preciousness of this moment. I'm going to sit at the edge of my seat, upright, so that my core body and its strength is supporting the comfort and neutrality of my spine. Intentionally, I'm going to put my hands in a posture of integration and peace. This is called a mudra. And this particular mudra is left hand, palm facing up, right hand, the back of the hand resting in the palm, and the thumbs touching, creating like a little circle or a little oval or maybe even a little diamond, whatever shape you want to cultivate there. And then I'm just resting my hands on my thighs. My fingertips are, if I touch my thumbs, they're just below my navel. Welcome to this moment in an intentional posture, an intentional mudra. And now let's just breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Check in with your body. Observe any tension or pain. And if you notice that to maintain a noble posture is creating tension, striving, like, ooh, I want to have the perfect straight spine and be all zen, and in the event that a yoga magazine photographer is going to come and take my picture. Yeah, I know. Just relax, breathe. Maybe take a moment to examine your mood. Maybe the holiday was kind of rough around the edges. Maybe it stirred up some unexpected surprises that challenged your spiritual skill set. Maybe you are experiencing perfect contentment. Just notice and breathe. In the spaciousness of this practice, you may observe the mind is thinking. This is what the mind does, and to put forth any stressful energy to get the mind to quit thinking is a little bit like asking water to stop being wet. Our minds think. And so the invitation is to be a little bit more gentle in our presence and just notice, oh, look at that thought. Okay. Look at that thought. Wow. Look at that thought rationalizing itself when in fact it's kind of an ugly judgment. Huh? Would you look at that? Observe. Bring the attention back to the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Notice if your thoughts are stringing together in a story. Oftentimes in meditation, if the mind is active and even erratic, the story that can surface is that we're not a good meditator. We ought to give up because this is hard. And it's fascinating to notice how the mind in this sort of clamped down judgmental state isn't particularly very generous. And so maybe we can start meeting our habitual thinking and storytelling with a reframe, something more generous, like, oh, I'm thinking. I don't have to shame myself. Oh, there's that familiar story. Okay, look at that. It's no longer providing me with any wisdom or even entertainment, so I wonder if I could link some thoughts together that suggest my courage and my self-awareness and perhaps my own inner inspiration that allowed me to be here today, practicing. Maybe underneath all of my habitual narratives is a story that reminds me of my capacity for self-nurturance, self-regard, creativity, joy. Can you breathe that in? Can you receive that? Peace. In the meantime, let's dedicate our practice today with a dedication of merit. And let's call to mind specifically someone who's struggling. And if that someone is you, please make extra space to offer yourself, your generous spirit, your loving kindness and compassion. If you're in a good place and you, over the holiday, encountered somebody who was in your family or a friend group who was struggling, maybe bring them into the forefront of your mind. Maybe if it's a little bit more ambiguous, you can imagine somebody in jail or prison, somebody ill in the hospital, somebody unhoused, somebody with the curtains drawn, isolated and alone in their apartment, home, mind. Breathing in, calm the body. Breathing out, maybe allow a little smile. I offer the spirit of generosity. May it be carried far and wide on this breath. Thank you so much for your beautiful practice, friends. We'll see you next time. Namaste.